What's going on, everyone? So the New Orleans Pelicans have officially eliminated the Sacramento Kings from the playoffs. It's unfortunate what happened to Sacramento. Malik Monk going down really hurt them mightily. They just didn't have that other go-to guy that game in and game out could provide you a scoring punch alongside De'Aaron Fox. What does Sacramento look like if he doesn't go down? I actually think that they would have been in the playoffs. I actually think that they may have been the sixth seed, but he goes down. You saw how valuable and how important Malik Monk was for this team. And I mean, it was, if you've watched Sacramento, you know how much value they put on Malik Monk and how significant he is. He's the guy that's helping, especially down the stretch and when Fox is on the bench and stuff. So it's just unfortunate how Sacramento's season kind of tapered off. You never want to see teams kind of be dampered by injuries, but fortunately that's kind of the way it goes. I mean, the Pelicans, they didn't have Zion, who, I mean, he's been by far their best. I mean, he's been looking like a star these last few games. He's been incredible for them. They had to kind of weather it without Brandon Ingram. They were able to do so. It sucks for the Pelicans because they get Brandon Ingram back and boom, Zion goes down. It's like, it's been the story of the Pelicans, right? It's like those two guys just cannot stay healthy for them. One goes down, the other comes back. The other one goes down, the other one comes back. And it's just this like constant just back and forth with this team. And it's unfortunate, right? But Ingram looked great, and we'll see how it goes. They now are going to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. If they had Zion, I actually think that would have been a really good series. I actually think that would have been a lot of fun. And I actually think the Pelicans may have had a chance to beat Oklahoma. Problem is they don't have Zion, and he's going to miss 2 weeks, which means he's probably missing the first round. And, can the Pelicans still make things interesting? Yeah, they got a lot of length. They got a lot of size, a lot of versatility. Ingram, if he's great, can do a lot of things for that team. CJ McCollum, we'll see how he is. He's had these like stretches, right? He has a stretch where he looks great, and then he has this other stretch where he's just like, looks awful, right? So can he consistently, game in and game out, provide just that scoring punch alongside Brandon Ingram? Kind of have that 1-2 man game. Valanciunas, his ability to dump it down. I think he's going to have a good series because the Thunder don't have a ton of size down low, and he's just a big body that can kind of, score around the rim, around the basket, make plays out of the post. I just think he has a lot of value and really puts the Pelicans in a great position. But, I think ultimately the Thunder probably win it in 6. I think you never know. Get a couple things kind of go your way. The Thunder are very young. They're the youngest 1 seed ever in NBA history. So it's like, how does their lack of experience have a problem? It's not like the Thunder are like perennial playoff blocks, but it's just like, when things start getting tough for the Thunder, do they start to crumble a little bit? Do they start to fold a little bit? Are they able to power through? But personally, I think push comes to shove. I think honestly the Thunder will end up winning that series. But I just want competitive games, right? Look, obviously, many of you are aware I'm a Laker fan. I have as it stands Lakers. I want the Lakers to win the championship, right? But as a basketball fan, and me just removing my bias, like I want good basketball games, both in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, right? Like it's playoffs, baby. Give me some good series with some good matches, especially in the Western Conference. I think the West is going to be a ton of fun to watch. I think the West is going to be a blast to just every series, every matchup. I think is just going to be hard fought, right? Because now we have the playoffs are officially locked, and you had Chicago losing to the Miami Heat, which again credit the Miami Heat. Miami did it again, right? Especially after Butler went down. Able to come out and still handle business and get the win. And that's 2 years in a row they lose the first playing game and go, they just wanted Boston. That's all it is. It just sucks because if Jimmy Butler wasn't hurt, right, like then I actually think that they could give Boston a run for their money. I actually think that they could make that series rather interesting and kind of have a good back and forth series, kind of put some pressure, make things difficult on Boston. I think that would have been kind of cool, but just sticking to Sacramento and the Pelicans, right? I think regardless, both teams need to do some kind of retooling in the offseason, right? Sacramento, obviously, they need another guy. Even if they are able to keep Monk, they need to find somebody that can come in and just be a solid for them, be a consistent, right? Sabonis is great for them for what he does, but he's not the second guy if you're really trying to go anywhere. Right? Him as like your third guy that can go off and give you 20 plus on any given night, but like for the most part, he's just rebounding, making plays out of the post, right? Being a roll man. Like that's kind of like that I think is good, but you got to go get that other guy, right? So you have Monk as like your sixth man. Go get if can you get? I mean, I don't even know. Because the problem is I don't see like a Donovan Mitchell or like a Trey Young or some of these guys that are rumored to be available in the offseason. I don't see any of them being like, yeah, let me go to Sacramento. And like somebody like a Trey Young, I wouldn't even want because you need Fox. Fox needs the ball in his hands, but like they need somebody that can be efficient. Like even like a Lauri Markkanen, I think would be great for them. Right? Can they figure out a way to go get Lauri Markkanen where he doesn't really necessarily need the ball in his hands? He's a constant threat off ball. Right? You need somebody that can be efficient so Fox can still be on ball. Fox can still do the things that he does. Malik Monk, when he's in the game, he can still, be on ball. He can still do the things that he does. But you have that guy that can just, get you buckets and you can play at the four, play at the three, kind of give you some versatility. Like Lauri Markkanen, I think would be a great target for them in the offseason, right? See if you can convince Utah to hey, maybe part with him and work that out because they need more. And then the Pelicans, they need a point guard, right? Like your hope is that Zion, because he was for the most part this season healthy, you're hoping that continues, right? You have Brandon Ingram, you have CJ McCollum. Can you go and get like one of the things that they were trying to do in the trade deadline was acquire a DeJounte Murray? I actually think that makes a lot of sense for them, right? Thing is that like I think if you get DeJounte. Right? Like in a perfect world, you could swap like DeJounte and CJ, but that doesn't make sense for Atlanta because then you could just go because then you could basically just keep it what it is, but have DeJounte who can go give you the scoring punch, but also make plays, and you can just keep the ball in his hands and have him, Ingram, and Zion. But if you're Atlanta, like what do you really want CJ for? So because my concern is like what if DeJounte could get back to being like that defensive, like on ball. All defensive guy, then fine. Because you could have him, CJ. Let's say you trade a Murphy or a Herb Jones, right? So let's say you trade her, right? So you could go, they're probably going to get rid of Valanciunas. So you got to get a replacement for him. Probably going to lose Valanciunas. I mean, they were trying to trade him last offseason. So you could go maybe you could get like Clint Capella in the deal too, right? Work something out to maybe get Clint. Go like, I don't know, Murray, CJ, Ingram, Zion, and then again, yeah, like maybe Clint, or can you go get just some center? I don't know. I'd have to look at the centers that are available, but like I said, they're probably losing them. And then you got Murphy off the bench, or if you keep Herb, you have Herb off the bench. I think that would be better because they really do they get really stagnant. Right, like they need a real playmaker. They need somebody that can go and generate assists and play on ball and kind of get guys in their spots, get guys in their position. Like that's what I think they need the most. But we'll see. Right, still got to get through the playoffs. I wish it sucks because it's like Miami and the Pelicans, both the A seeds, are missing their best player, and now they're going in at matchups against the 1 seeds and. It probably would have been competitive otherwise if Zion wasn't hurt and then Butler wasn't hurt. And it's just like, oh, man, like, come on. Like, can we just I wish you could turn off injuries going into the playoffs, right? Just turn those off and you're good. You're in good shape. But also, I mean, that's what happened with the play-in, right? You're playing these extra games. Like, you run the risk of getting hurt, playing more games than you would have otherwise. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? You think think the Pelicans can upset Thunder? You think that they could be a good, interesting matchup? What do you think the Sacramento Kings should do? What do you think of the play-in games? Were you a fan of them? Were you not? Again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.